Good evening, everybody, and welcome here to Millville High School for the semifinal round of the Cape Atlantic League playoffs. Mike Gill, Mike Frankel set to bring you the action after a heart-pounding matchup between Holy Spirit and the Prep. We've got the upset-minded Mustangs taking on the Wildcats of St. Joe, Mike, and Mainland riding high off of beating EHT.
Mike, it was debate whether Mainland would even make the Cape Atlantic League tournament. The Mustangs proving they absolutely belong, as you mentioned, knocking off #1 Egg Harbor Township. And this is a St. Joe's team that had Cal title aspirations the entire season.
St. Joe, Mainland will have the call for you. We're going to meet the participants right here on BFA Sports Live and Cape Atlantic League Live, a collaboration for these semifinals. One of these teams will face the St. Augustine Prep Hermits. Let's meet them.
First, the visitors, the 76 St. Joe Academy. Starting at guard, 6'3" senior, #2, Jason.
All right, here we go. Set to start. St. Joe and Mainland. The Mustangs, the 8 seed, Mike. The Wildcats are the 4 seed. Mainland beat top-seeded EHT. And St. Joe's knocked off the host of tonight's event, Millville. This is a St. Joe team that's been on the come the last couple of years. They would love to kind of culminate them as a basketball school by winning this year's tournament.
No doubt about it, Mike. And, you know, the story's well told at this point. It's a team that can't even play home games at its home school. They have to play on the road. They're battle-tested, Paul Rodeo Jr.'s team. A tough schedule this year, but look out. Mainland playing with house money right now down the stretch.
17-6 St. Joe, 13-10 Mainland, 8 versus 4. The semis, who will face the Prep? We're about to find out. St. Joe, Brevard, Bowers, Rodriguez, Theophile, Cartagena, the 5 on the floor to start things off, dressed in black with red trim. Mainland goes with Rogers, Cook, Tyson, Traveline, and Ordilly. And we got a foul right off the bat to start things off.
Yeah, Paul Rodeo Jr., Mike, he's gone with a lot of different starting lineups this year, and I've seen them quite a bit in person. This one even new for me. Jameer Cartagena is a kid that doesn't get a lot of minutes, usually an energy guy off the bench, but strategic decision tonight to insert him in the starting lineup. Of course, Jason Prevard is the engine that makes this train go, if you will, and Rodriguez can light it up as well.
Prevard runs the offense, uses a screen, pops back out, stared down by Ordilly. Bowers on the wing. That's Rogers defending, and a slip and a walk.
Great defense there, opening up from the Mustangs. Our viewers just saw it, Mike. Mainland starts 4 sophomores. Rogers, the only senior in this starting lineup. He's a real X factor. He had a big second half the other night against EHT.
Pressure from St. Joe. Mainland beats it. Blocked down low in the. That's one thing Mainland lacks, Mike, is size.
No doubt about it. They're going to be tough going down low in the paint in this one.
Brevard dribbles off the foot. He runs it back down. 1 minute gone by here in this first. Brevard streaks down the middle. He loses the handle and kicks it out. Rodriguez in 13. He's a shooter for St. Joe. Baseline and a foul. You know, Mainland did a great job in the last game defensively against one of the best scorers in the league.
Carlos Lopez, they held the senior from Egg Harbor Township to just 9 points in that one. DJ Gurman a little bit hobbled in that game as well, but you're right, a tremendous effort from the Stangs the other night in that upset victory.
Inbound, high off the glass, offensive board, the putback and a foul. Theophile will get to the line.
You know, Mainland is a team, and there's a few of them in the Cal this year, Mike, just really not that deep. I mean, head coach Dan Williams, he'll bring a couple of guys off of the bench. Noah Myers, maybe an Owen Mead, but for the most part, his 5 are going to get the most minutes, so it's going to be vital for Mainland to try and stay out of early foul trouble.
These two teams have met twice, totally different results.
Yeah, one of them close, I believe, a 3-point game, the other one lopsided. And that was really the case between Mainland and EHT as well, Mike. I mean, that was one blowout loss for Mainland and another close loss for Mainland, and then the third time was the charm. We'll see if the Stangs can repeat that formula tonight.
Pair of free throws for Theophile. They lead 2-0. St. Joe first on the board. Pressure from the Wildcats. They end it out at the Cook. Cook, the sophomore, brings it up into the corner. Tyson, cross court. 3-ball, Rogers down.
And that's a great early sign for the Mustangs. We just talked about it. Rogers, he's the veteran on this team. If he's knocking down shots, these guys can beat just about anyone.
Brevard streaking high off the glass.
Brevard, one of the premier slashers in the Cape Atlantic League. He can get to the paint when he wants to.
Cook tries the answer. Theophile clears the glass. Brevard left to the lane, out of control, and an offensive foul.
Tough play from Jamie Tyson, another one of those 4 sophomores in the starting 5 for head coach Dan Williams standing in there. And again, that's a situation where if you're Tyson, you don't want that one going the other way, but he, of course, had great position there. Easy call from the officiating crew. St.
Joe has beat Mainland the last 5 times they have played, so they got that going for them. Mainland, of course, coming off a big upset, 13-10, the Mustangs. Cross court, streaking, Tyson, layup good.
Great find there from Traveline, just textbook press break.
Brevard on the wing, Bowers backs up. Rodriguez got good range for the 3. Bowers puts it on the floor, between the legs to the left hand. D'd up nicely, the Mustangs, or Dilly out on the perimeter. Baseline, high off the glass, too strong. Bowers, high, no good. Tyson clears the glass. Tyson out in transition. Tyson crosses over to the middle of the floor, into the corner. 3-ball up and off the mark, no good. Rebound ripped down. Cartagena, top of the key, thought about a 3. Whips it to Rodriguez. Bowers for 3, too strong. Near steal. Rodriguez trying to find a little news, and it gets blocked away by Tyson. Transition, 2-on-1, the layup, too strong. Traveline missed the bunny. Pull-up jumper, Brevard, too strong. Back and forth, Bowers, Brevard, 3. Off the mark. Rebound, Cook, and a foul on the floor.
Frenetic pace to this one early on, Mike, but I've just been really impressed with the way Tyson's been manning the middle. I mean, he's probably not a natural 5 at the high school level, especially not as a sophomore. He's given up some weight down low oftentimes, but he's long, and he plays so much bigger than he is. I mean, he's been so crucial for Mainland during this season, and of course, in the big win the other night against EHT.
Tyson showing the handle. Draws a block as Theophile hits the deck.
A couple close calls going in favor of the Mustangs so far as we take another look here. Tyson, smart play there. Again, just a sophomore, but sensing the Theophile didn't quite have position, he was able to draw the foul.
Inbound, Cook, and a bucket.
Cook was a one-man scoring machine the other night against Egg Harbor Township in that first half. If Cohen Cook's not on the floor in that game, Mike, Mainland doesn't win that game at the end. He had almost all of Mainland's points in that first half.
Sophomore leads the Mustangs in scoring. Rodriguez shot is blocked, but the rebound is put back and good by Cartagena.
You know, I've seen St. Joe 5-6 times this year in person. I'm telling you, Cartagena didn't see a lot of minutes, but again, Paul Rodeo Jr. must have liked the matchup, already paying dividends here tonight.
Rogers getting pressured by Bowers. Leaves it off on the wing for Tyson. Tyson. Cook, left of the lane, spins to the middle. Cook shot up, and he is fouled. Cook, an athlete. He plays all three sports and is their leading scorer as a sophomore and has got some pretty good bloodlines.
No doubt about it. Older brother was a standout receiver for the Mustangs a couple of seasons ago. Head coach Chuck Smith on the football field. And yeah, I mean, we're going to be talking about it a lot tonight, but you know, and it's obvious for a team to still be playing this deep into the Cal tournament that's so young. I mean, they need to kind of grow up on the fly, right? I mean, it's cliche. They are still sophomores, but they play so much older than that. They've been in many big games this season, a number of signature wins, and just gaining confidence with each passing game.
Mainland beat EHT 50-38 in round one. They beat Atlantic Tech 64-42. Hamilton 60-40. Lost to Cedar Creek and beat Willingboro. So they've won 4 out of 5 as Cook makes a pair. 8-6, St. Joe leads. Excuse me, 8-6, Mainland leads. Rodriguez, catch and shoot, no good. Rebound taken by the Wildcats. Brevard behind the back, knifing his way to the basket and an offensive foul.
And who is it down there? It's Tyson standing in there. Great team defense from Mainland, but right at the end, it's Tyson holding his ground.
5th team foul already on St. Joe. And Harvey Williams enters.
Jared Demara as well. Those are two guys that have been in the starting rotation a lot of nights this season, but again, St. Joe's deep. They have the advantage of being able to bring more guys off the bench than Mainland does.
Cook with a floater. It's short. He tries to get the putback and knocks it out of bounds.
You know, I talked to Dan Williams after the win against Egg Harbor Township the other night, Mike, and he told me, look, the key to that game was playing in the 40s and 50s and trying to slow Egg Harbor Township down. It's a similar game plan in this one. St. Joe is a team, again, they're deep. They like to get up and down, but if Mainland can keep this game in the 40s and 50s, it increases the Mustangs' chances of winning.
Noah Myers enters, steal, layup, good. Mainland extends the lead to 4. Rogers with a steal and a layup. 5 points for Rogers, 10-6 they lead. Noah Myers, dressed in white, number 22, gives the Mustangs some size off the bench. He had a really good game against Holy Spirit in Absecon a couple weeks ago.
He's streaky. He can fill it up in a hurry.
Hook shot short, punched out, rebound, put back short, and out with it comes Ordilly, and then it's knocked out of bounds in front of the Mustang bench, and it went off of Harvey Williams, it looks like, and Mainland will get the ball.
Hustle play there from Stephen Ordilly. He's, you know, really the one starter that they don't count on a lot of scoring from, but he's one of those glue guys. He's going to get to some loose balls. He's going to chase down some rebounds, play some defense. That time making sure that ball went off of St. Joe.
10-6, Mustangs lead with the ball. Traveline uses the screen, 2-man game, and Myers wasn't ready for the pass, and it went out of bounds.
Yeah,
stay with the Mustangs.
Bowen's pointing to his chest there saying, look, that's on me. If I let that go, that's our basketball. But he tried to get a hand on and make a clean steal. Ends up going off of Bowen's hands and out of bounds.
Inbound, Traveline. Bounce pass to Cook. Traveline on the far sideline. Over to Rogers. Traveling a couple dribbles, cross court, nearly stolen away, and it was almost saved by Cartagena. The Mustangs will keep possession. 1:49 left to play first quarter. Mustangs 10, Wildcats 6. It's an 8-4 matchup. Mainland is listed as the home team on the scoreboard, oddly, throwing me off a little bit.
That's all right. We'll get the flow.
And that pass went right through the arms of Cook and out of bounds. So an unforced turnover by Mainland.
We should note, too, Mike, that neither of these teams has ever been to the Cape Atlantic League Final. So regardless of the winner, we're going to have a fresh team in that Cal Final. You have done, and I have done some Mainland semifinals over the years where they've kind of run into a buzzsaw. But, this will be the first time for the winner of this one in that Cal Final on Saturday.
I think the last time Mainland played, Osuno Sunier was leading them. He just scored his 1,000th point for St. Bonaventure. Layup strong off the glass. Rogers corrals the miss. 1:17 to play. Up to Cook, into the corner. 3-ball, too strong. Run down St. Joe with it. Bowers. Right of the lane, kick out. DeMara. Under a minute to play, first quarter. Mustangs lead by 4. The 8 seed looking to advance. An 8 seed has never won a playoff game, let alone make it to the finals. DeMara to Bowers. Back up top, Rodriguez. 39 seconds. Bowers into the corner. DeMara goes baseline, trying to get some separation. Rogers up for the challenge. 30 seconds. Spinning, Prevard, kick out. Foul line, DeMar down the middle, too strong. The rebound, Prevard, and a nice dump down to DeMara, who gets the deuce and cuts the lead to 2. 15 seconds, pressure from the Wildcats. Ordilli to Rogers, nearly loses it, under 10. Rogers, 3-ball up. Down it goes at the buzzer at the end of 1 as Rogers 3 rattles home.
Contested look, too, Mike. That's not a clean look by any stretch. Maybe a little contact there as well. Christian Rogers, the X factor, the senior for the Stangs.
13-8 Mainland over St. Joe, BFA Sports.
We live in a community that cares. We make sure everyone eats, everyone plays, everyone stays warm, and everyone is protected. We support our youth in organizations that teach the value of community and self-worth. We make strides against breast cancer every day. Together, in this community, we make a difference. RK Chevrolet, RK Kia, and RK Subaru, proudly serving our community since 1982.
Hey, when you've taken the unfortunate hard foul, call Dr. Dwyer and his talented team of physicians at Premier Orthopedic Associates. They will provide the premier orthopedic care you've come to expect. With 8 convenient locations to serve you, Dr. Dwyer and his team will provide the assist you need to get you right back in the game. Call Premier at 856-690-1616. That's Premier Orthopedic Associates.
3-ball at the end of the first for Rogers, with 8 of the 13 points for the Mustangs. Cohen Cook had 22 in the win in their last game. He's got just 4. Good sign for Mainland.
Yeah, that's the thing. The Mustangs don't care who's scoring. I mean, Cohen Cook is their leading scorer, and, Traveline is a big scorer as well. Both those guys a little bit quiet, but Rogers, he's continuing that hot finish from the other night into a hot start here tonight.
Keaton Lowenstern has entered the game for Mainland for the first time. DeMara with a poke and a steal. The layup is good.
Big minutes off of the bench so far from Jared DeMara. He's one of those guys, again, he's been in the starting lineup at times, but puts the ego to the side. He's given him some big minutes off the pine.
Tyson to Cook as they break the press. Cook trying to muscle his way for 2, and he gets the bucket to go.
Great patience from Cohen Cook down there. He could have gone a little bit faster, maybe got rejected, but he waited that extra tick, got 2.
15-10 Mustangs answer. DeMara came off the bench tonight. Got 4 points. Long 3, way off the mark, off the side of the backboard, and Tyson comes down with the miss. Here comes Cook, pushing the pace, in transition, left of the lane, loses the handle, it went off a Wildcat.
Yeah, Cohen Cook fortunate there as he Ball kind of got a little bit away from him as he wanted to probe the defense there. And again, Mainland's going to look to attack when it's there, but I think the Mustangs will be happy to run a little bit of clock, try to get an open shot or an open layup.
Turnover off the inbounds pass. Rodriguez loses the handle. Good hands there by Tyson.
He's rangy, Mike. He just gets his hands on a lot of balls. He plays bigger than he is. He really mans the middle well for Mainland.
6:48 to play in the half. 15-10 Mainland. The winner faces St. Augustine with a wild three-quarter court three-pointer to win it at the buzzer. Damara. Cartagena on the wing. Leaving it off. Cartagena crosses over. Cartagena down the middle of the paint and an offensive foul. How many of those have we seen?
And who is it? Jamie Tyson again standing in there, and it's risky. Again, Mainland doesn't have a ton of depth, but Tyson's making smart decisions in there. He knows when some of the ball handlers for St. Joe are a little bit out of control. He's standing his ground, and he's drawing charges. Mainland
Passing through the pressure. Long three, Rogers, front rim. Damara cleans the glass.
Rogers is capable from out there. He hit a deep one the other night.
Rodriguez high off the glass. It came bouncing down off the rim, and Mainland comes back. Cook, layup, good. A nice transition and a pass from Lowenstern.
De facto alley-oop there. Nice look, nice finish, too. Not the easiest thing to do. It was a hard pass. It was on the money, but Cook made it look easy.
17-10 Mustangs. Prevard behind the back, leaves it nicely down low, blocked from the backside by Cook. Then a hand up on it, and a steal. Lowenstern spinning, looking, and a foul. As he was looking to give that up, it looked like.
Rodriguez did everything right there. He could sense that Mainland had a player with the ball that wasn't super comfortable with it, so he was pressuring them, but then a little too much contact there, and already, Mike, less than what? 3 minutes into the second quarter, it'll be Mainland to the free throw line to shoot 1-1.
Keaton Lowenstern is a sophomore. And he will get to the free throw line, as Mike mentioned, for a 1-1. The left-hander calmly makes the first.
Some trust from head coach Dan Williams. I don't believe Lowenstern saw the floor the other night in the win over Egg Harbor Township, but again, Williams must like the matchup here as Rogers gets a little bit of a blow.
Rogers is coming out of the locker room area. Two free throws by Lowenstern to give the Mustangs a 9-point lead. Pavard behind the back. Pavard using a screen, left of the lane. Knifes his way to the basket, and he's got a hit on top of the head as he hits the deck, and he'll get to the free throw line.
That's the penetrating skill of Jason Prevard. He's a guy who's really grown up in his 4 years at St. Joe. You know, it's been well documented in a lot of the newspapers. He's been in and out of the doghouse a little bit. Head coach Paul Rodeo Jr., but look, he's a leader. St. Joe needs him out there. St. Joe's much better when he's on the floor, and he's a kid who's making the most of the stretch run of his senior season.
Owen Mead, a senior, checks in for the Mustangs. Pair of free throws for Prevard. And a timeout taken. St. Joe wants to talk things over. Mainland 19, St. Joe 12 here on BFA Sports.
When it comes to taking care of your physical wellness, maintaining good health of your bones and muscles, you want a team of doctors you can trust and who hold themselves to the highest standards. At Premier Orthopedic Associates, we believe that you should live life at your best. Our team of non-operative and operative orthopedic specialists strive for the highest standards, exceptional outcomes, and happiest patients. Come and experience the Premier difference.
We're back here in Millville tonight. I don't think it's ever hosted this event. It's a great atmosphere, great new building they got here in Millville.
Yes.
Holly City, buddy.
No doubt about it. Spent a lot of time here in Millville. Yes, a brand new, beautiful gym. The overhead scoreboard, similar to the one over at St. Augustine, and some things shuffled around this year. The finals will be at Apsigami instead of Stockton, and the boys' semis right here in Millville. It's been fun so far. It's been a great night.
Pressure after the timeout. Mainland crosses the timeline. Cook puts it on the floor. Floater, strong. Rebound. Fought for, taken down. Abdur Rahim is into the game for St. Joe. Reverse layup, Prevar.
And again, it's that probing action from Prevar. Just great patience there. He found the angle to get two.
Rogers is back into the game for the Mustangs after the timeout. Ordilli with a nice backdoor pass to Meade, who catches, keeps it high, and lays it in.
So many bench players, instant impacts in this game for both sides, and now Owen Meade getting into the act there.
Good find by Ordilli. He's a junior. Most of these Mustangs are back next year. Prevar streaking down the lane, and Meade is whistled for the foul. Meade's one guy, 6'4". He's got some size for Mainland, so it's going to make things difficult if you want to take the ball to the basket. He could use up those fouls.
No doubt. You almost get the sense, too, that, that obviously that's a strategy coming in. Dan Williams of Mainland knows how deep St. Joe is. Maybe he has to go a little deeper in his bench early to try to preserve some of his starters for the second half.
First free throw's no good for Prevar, who's got 6 of the 14 for St. Joe. And that one rattles home. 7 points for Jason Prevar. Halfway through the second quarter. Traveline, one of the leading scorers for the Mustangs. Cook, Meade, over to Rogers. Rogers spins, baseline, Rogers leaves it, Traveline in a bucket.
How smart is that play? Rogers knew he didn't have the angle to try and reverse, but he found the cutter. It was Traveline.
Prevar tries to do the same as he went baseline and then tried to leave it for Abdur Rahim, but there wasn't enough space to get that through. Poked out of bounds by the Mustangs.
And for Mainland, too, Mike, obviously, Traveline's one of their big-time scorers. He struggled early, but to still have a lead, and then, for Traveline to finally see that ball go through the net, it can only mean good things for Mainland.
Rodriguez runs into Meade. I guess you'll give him a block. Off on the wing. Ordilli for Cook. Down low, Meade, shot, high off the glass. Good defense there by Prevar. Altered that shot. 3. Iron no good. DeMara with the board. 23-15, 2:48 to play in the half. Prevar between the circles, between the legs. Crosses over Ordilli, who's up for the challenge. Leaves it off on the wing, into the corner. Bowens leaves it for DeMara. Rebound taken down by Christian Rogers. Rogers to Traveline, who spins up under. Traveline off the back of the iron, pushed out. Throws it away. Meade comes up with it.
Smart play there from Meade, too, to immediately get it to a ball handler as he shovels a pass off to Cook to bring it across.
Top of the key between the circles. Traveline.
Mainland's in a great spot here, Mike. The Mustangs, obviously, they don't have to do too much here in these last 2 minutes of this first half. They have the lead. They can afford to show some patience, but a nice poke away there.
Poked away. Meade on the floor, as is Bowens.
Yeah, Kiani a little bit shaken up there. Williamstown transfer. few transfers on this team here for head coach Paul Rodeo Jr. this season, as Bowens continues to try and walk it off a little bit.
Bowens, Harvey Williams, Demara, Prevard, and Rodriguez. They're the 5 of the floor, dressed in black for St. Joe of Hamilton. 23-15, they trail with the ball. 1:30 left to play in the half. High post. Harvey Williams, Demara, Strong, the tip back, Cook. The clear out, Cook, transition, Cook. Oh, and Traveline couldn't hold on.
You know, I like the aggression there. I do, Mike. I mean, it was a path there to get a layup, but, you know, I think, again, if you're Mainland, you can afford to kind of slow it down a little bit. You're up by 8, obviously, and, you know, you can afford to slow it down a little bit and try to bleed the clock a bit as we enter into this final minute, I should say, of this first half.
Third turnover for the Mustangs. They've been very clean with the basketball. 7 turnovers, by the way, for St. Joe. Under a minute to play. They trail 23-15. Prevard leaves it, and Demara with a nice lay-in. He's got 4 and another dime for Prevard, who's been a good playmaker.
That consummate point guard who can get his own buckets and facilitate for his teammates.
Bowens D'ing up, and a foul as he got a little aggressive, and then right in front of us here, Bowens and Prevard kind of collided into each other.
Yeah, wet spot on the floor there as Jason went sliding. Looks like both players are okay. Probably need a towel over here in front of the broadcast area. Traveline tries to work it out with a sneaker.
Rogers at the line. He's 8 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Having a good night for Mainland. 23-17, Mainland leads. Very gritty team. They don't play a lot of guys. Is that the question in the second half?
Yeah, but we talked about it. I mean, we've seen Dan Williams go a little deeper into his bench here, and I think that's sort of to offset the depth that St. Joe rolls at you. So we'll see if it pays dividends down the stretch. You know, I talked to Coach Williams after the win the other night, and, you know, one of the things I asked him was, you know, how does this team not feel the pressure? An 8 seed, you're up on the road against EHT, and he told me they don't know any other way. They just go hard for the full allotment there, the full 32 minutes, and they don't know any other way.
This is a Megacast from BFA Sports and Cape Atlantic League Live. It's a fundraiser for the Cape Atlantic League with all sponsors on the screen, proceeds donated to the league. And, of course, thanks to our partner, Matt Ulmer, who runs Cape Atlantic League Live. We'll have the call for the boys' championship noon Saturday at Apsagami.
Looking forward to it. This game a little bit like that first game that we saw here tonight, Mike. Not the highest scoring game, a little bit sloppy at times, but again, if you're the Mustangs, you have to be thrilled about going into halftime on top.
Pair of free throws for Rogers. Puts them in double figures with 10 of the 25 for the Mustangs.
Smart play here, a little offense, defense. Get Rogers on the bench. Don't want him to pick up a cheapie here with under a minute to go in the first half.
.30 seconds. Prevard left of the lane. Prevard high off the glass, short. Harvey Williams is fouled. He'll get to the free throw line as Ian Harvey Williams. He's a senior.
Another one of those energy guys, transfer from Highland. Again, a guy who's been in and out of the starting lineup this year. Really, Mike, it's been, you know, Arnaldo Rodriguez and Prevard have really been the two that have been in that starting 5 night in, night out. And from there, Paul Rodeo Jr. just kind of rotates, plays the matchups. I mean, look, everyone's going to play. The minutes might be a little different night tonight, but, you know, he's going to play the matchups, and certain guys are going to be in that starting 5. Some other guys will come off the bench.
Second free throw, no good. Or Dilly gets the board, but it looks like Miles Solomon, who just checked in, 6'4", 280, gets whistled for a foul.
Might have been a lane violation there. I'm not sure. I think it was a lane violation, but either way, Mainland with a chance to close out the half.
10 seconds. Cook. Kick out. Or Dilly for 3, too strong. Solomon, outlet. Prevard, bounce pass, and Harvey Williams ends the half with a fast break layup. And Mainland will go into the locker room leading 25-19 in the Cape Atlantic League semis.
Looking for the perfect place for your event, destination, wedding, or even a round of challenging golf? Our friends at Eastland Golf Course and the Greenview Inn guarantee your experience will have you feeling like an MVP. Owner Rob Buono and his team provide the winning menu of fine dining that will exceed expectations. Tee up your next round of golf, Sweet 16 party, or dinner by calling 856-691-5558. That's Eastland Golf Course and the Greenview Inn.
Mike Frankel, we're at halftime. Mustangs 25, Wildcats 19. A little upset brewing in Millville tonight. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll get the first half stats and set you up for the second half here on BFA Sports Live and Cape Atlantic League Live.
Hi, I'm Dr. Trina Lisko, a provider here at Premier Orthopedic Associates. I love that we get to watch these athletes play again. There is nothing better than being able to participate in an activity that you love. However, I know that COVID has us all a little less active than we would like, especially if weather conditions don't allow us to get outside and we've been restricted from the gym. Now is the time to consider some cross-training. Consider body-weighted activities, which are my favorite. Do timed interval repetitions with a little rest in between to help keep your heart rate up and activate your cardiovascular system. We can all stay healthy and active during this time. Remember to start slow and work technique before progressing to higher repetitions. Slow and steady will do the job.
We live in a community that cares. We make sure everyone eats, everyone plays, everyone stays warm, and everyone is protected. We support our youth in organizations that teach the value of community and self-worth. We make strides against breast cancer every day. Together, in this community, we make a difference. RK Chevrolet, RK Kia, and RK Subaru, proudly serving our community since 1982.
When it comes to taking care of your physical wellness, maintaining good health of your bones and muscles, you want a team of doctors you can trust and who hold themselves to the highest standards. At Premier Orthopedic Associates, we believe that you should live life at your best. Our team of non-operative and operative orthopedic specialists strive for the highest standards, exceptional outcomes, and happiest patients. Come and experience the Premier difference.
And at the buzzer! And at the buzzer! He called it!
Hi, I'm Dr. Trina Lisko, a provider here at Premier Orthopedic Associates. If your back is limiting what you can do, don't worry, you're not alone. There is a reason when you look up exercises on Dr. Google, they don't always work for you. Not all back pain is the same and therefore should not be treated the same. Whether your back pain requires a simple fix or more advanced treatment, come see us at Premier Orthopedic Associates. We always have your back.
We live in a community that cares. We make sure everyone eats, everyone plays, everyone stays warm, and everyone is protected. We support our youth in organizations that teach the value of community and self-worth. We make strides against breast cancer every day. Together, in this community, we make a difference. RK Chevrolet, RK Kia, and RK Subaru, proudly serving our community since 1982.
When it comes to taking care of your physical wellness, maintaining good health of your bones and muscles, you want a team of doctors you can trust and who hold themselves to the highest standards. At Premier Orthopedic Associates, we believe that you should live life at your best. Our team of non-operative and operative orthopedic specialists strive for the highest standards, exceptional outcomes, and happiest patients. Come and experience the Premier difference.
All right, welcome back here. Halftime. Mainland leads St. Joe 25-19. We're going to talk a little bit about the fundraising efforts of this Cape Atlantic League. First, Mike, quick little first half thoughts. Is the Mustangs looking for another upset?
It's house money, Mike. We talked about it from the open. Christian Rogers, I mean, he's the senior leader. He's got 10 points. He's leading the way, and the younger Mustangs are following so far. But right now, a great event, as it is every single year, but this year especially with some money being raised as we welcome in Dr. Sharon Rementer of Middle Township. So, Dr. Rementer, nice to have you with us.
Thanks for having me.
Talk to us a little bit about, some of the fundraising efforts, and obviously, it's all gravy. It's all going toward a great cause. It's going back to the kids.
Yeah, what we decided to do this year, just a little bit of a soft opening, we'll call it. Just ask a few people if they would like to sponsor the kids of the Cape Atlantic League. All money raised goes right back to the program and the kids, and giving them an environment and an atmosphere that we can, and it's really just all about them.
The Cape Atlantic League was at the forefront of these conference tournaments. We've seen the Tri-County Conference jump in now as well. How much fun is this, being a part of this and seeing the fans come out year in, year out to see some great basketball?
Oh, this is what it's all about. Coming out, watching the kids, watching these upsets, these excitements, these buzzer beaters. this is what it's all about, and this is what we live for right now.
Well, great to have you with us. Next time we're in Cape May Courthouse, your first round is on you. I think we've decided.
She promised us.
She promised us.
Absolutely, I got you.
Well, thank you. Of course, we'll have the finals on Saturday at Apsagami. We're live here in Millville to finish this one off, finding out who will play St. Augustine Prep. Quick numbers, Mike, you take a look at the first half stats for Mainland here. 10 points for Christian Rogers, 7 for Cohen Cook. That's a good sign for them.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, Rogers is that X factor. I'm not saying he can't score. He's scored in bunches this season, but, when you think of Mainland, you think of Cook, you think of Traveline, and then if Rogers is leading the way and those two guys get going, look out.
For St. Joe, they are led by Jason Prevard, 7 points, 6 points off the bench for Jared Demara as we are about to start the second half here. Mustangs 25, Wildcats 19, a berth in the Cape Atlantic League Finals on the line. Mike Gill, Mike Frankel set to bring it to you here on BFA Sports Live and Cape Atlantic League Live. Open up, Prevard, and dumps one down on the block, and a quick bucket there by Theophile.
Great start there from St. Joe. Wildcats needing a little energy out of the locker rooms, and they deliver in that opening possession.
Ordilly, starters on the floor for both teams, and a steal. So a quick turnover. Here come the Wildcats, down by 4. They've trailed virtually the entire game. Kind of a 3-2 look for Mainland.
Yeah, matchup zone. It worked very well in that first half. It's Bowens jacks one up from deep.
Off the back of the iron, so it's a long rebound. Prevard Euros his way down the middle, and 4 quick points. The Wildcats cut the lead to 2, and a little change of energy here.
That's one of the minuses, if you will, about playing that matchup zone, or really any zone, though, Mike. It's harder to get those rebounds, right, especially on a long shot off the back iron like that. I mean, when you're playing zone, you got to get a body on a man. We've seen a number of offensive rebounds in the first half, and then another one right there for St. Joe.
Kicked out of bounds. Bowens turning up the defensive intensity. 25-23, Mainland leads with the ball. A 4-0 run to start this third quarter. Trap. Rogers spinning, crosses the timeline. Ball fake, Ordilly, 3, front rim, no good. Tipped back up, and the rebound is taken down Theophile. Taken away by Tyson. Tyson to Cook, and a layup.
Tyson did everything there. He got the steal, and you got to be careful. You don't want to pick up a foul. And then he shielded the defender, and he allowed his teammate Cook to have a nice clean look off of the glass.
Dumped. Theophile misses the bunny. Run down by Rodriguez. Prevard. 3, short. Prevard puts the putback up and down.
Just multiple opportunities. The Wildcats crashing the offensive glass. So that needs to be a point of emphasis right now for Mainland. They can't allow second, third opportunities.
Ordilly to Cook. Leaves it for Rogers, the steady senior, trying to extend it one more game. Ordilly's pass, batted down and stolen. Rodriguez catches and he spins back and sets up the offense. Prevard down the middle, leaves it, and a nice layup, Theophile. And a timeout taken by Dan Williams and the Mustangs as we are all tied at 27 with 5:21 left to play here in the third quarter.
Looking for your next new or used car or truck? Look no further than the talented starting lineup at RK Auto Group. Their knowledgeable and customer-centric team will make your next buying experience a layup while you leave feeling like an MVP. Take the short drive to Delsey Drive in Vineland or make a fast break to www.rkautogroup.com to check out their roster of vehicles and services. That's RK Auto Group.
27-27, Mike. Early start for St. Joe. It looks like they've got a little confidence Be a little tongue lashing in that locker room at halftime.
Yeah, no doubt. And if you're Mainland, look, you feel great about going into halftime with that lead. You know, you never think that a run isn't coming, though. I mean, St. Joe is here for a reason. They're one of the more talented teams in South Jersey, and they've proved it, you know, every night this year, basically night in, night out. So you knew a run is coming, and here it is. Mainland is finally taking its first real punch of the game. Now the question is, how do the Stangs respond?
Out of the timeout. Mainland with their starters. Traveline has been quiet. Rogers, and he just throws it away. Actually, I say their starters. That was Lowenstern, who's into the game for Ordilly. That's just an unforced error.
Yeah, no doubt. Big opportunity here, obviously, for St. Joe to try and grab the lead for the first time since early in this one.
Lowenstern at the top of that zone. Screen. Kick out. Rodriguez, ball fake. Takes a step in. Rebound Tyson. Good hustle and a steal. Prevard. A deuce.
How do you stop that? I mean, how do you stop that? He's so good on the dribble penetration, not only finishing but finding teammates, but that time taking it himself.
Prevard, steal. Take it over himself. High off the glass. Rebound. Theophile. Layup. The times, they are a-changing.
No doubt about it. I mean, Mainland needed that timeout earlier. They might need another one soon if this continues.
Cook. Tyson, foul line. In and out, no good. Tipped out by Cook. Tyson, back to Cook. Mainland can reset the offense. Traveline, too strong. Cartagena with the rebound. Wildcats just took their first lead. They look to extend it, 31-27.
Prevard taking a deep breath there. He's earned it. He's been up and down the court so far here in the third.
Rodriguez short on the three. Lowenstern rebound. Rodriguez is one of them guys. He can hit 3 or 4 in a row, and he just can't find it yet. They get him going. That would be a big help. Cook banks one in.
Banks open late here in Cumberland County. Look, if you're Mainland, you'll take a bucket there to stop the bleeding any way you can get it. Off the glass, it doesn't matter. So a big-time make there from Cook.
Cuts the lead to 1. Wildcats and they get a foul. Looks like on the screener there. Cartagena.
The offensive foul going against Jameer there. Stand out on the football field for head coach Paul Sacco, one of the state's leading receivers this year. And again, getting some extended burn here tonight as that ball was tipped by Rodriguez. Smartly let go out of bounds there by Tyson. Didn't want to try and get his hands on it and knock it out himself.
Saw Rodriguez a couple of years ago. I mean, he must have hit 6-7 threes in one of those summer games that we did in Woodbine.
Still just a junior, too.
Mainland trails by 1 with the ball. Just under 3 minutes to play here in the third. Cook to Tyson. Quickly back to Rogers. Bounce pass down low. Cook. Kick out. Traveline. 3. Front of the rim, no good. He just can't get one of those to fall. He's been short. He's been long. Crossover. Leaves it for Theophile. And I think Theophile took steps.
Just couldn't quite gather it cleanly in the lane there. Prevard's pass was a little bit high. Theophile did well to grab it, but then couldn't get his feet organized underneath him.
Lowenstern plays catch with Rogers. Rogers to Tyson. Cross court to Lowenstern. 3 ball. Traveline is long. Cook with the offensive board. Cook the sophomore. Over to Rogers. Rogers catch, shoot, 3, strong. Rebound. Out of bounds off of Tyson and Cook. Wildcats with the ball. They lead by 1.
Mainland just with 5 points so far in the quarter, Mike. Shooters shoot, though. I mean, for Mainland to win this game, they're going to need some points from Tim Traveline. So if you're Coach Williams, if you're the Mainland coaching staff, hey, keep firing. You know, you're the one that helped us get here. You know, we need you to make some of these shots, so you're just going to keep shooting until they go in, and they will start to go in.
He's 1 of 8, 0 of 4 from three-point range. He's their second leading scorer entering the game. So you're right, Mike. He will keep shooting it. Prevard, reverse, short, Theophile, and he is corralled by 3 Mustangs and grabbed. It looks like Traveline is going to get called for the foul. Tim Traveline, a sophomore.
Theophile, another one of those transfers coming in from Winslow Township. So we've talked about 3 of those guys so far, and all of them playing key roles on this St. Joe team this year.
1:25 to play, third quarter. Mustangs led at the half. An early run by the Wildcats. They have the lead now. Rodriguez streaks to the basket. Rodriguez shot. He overshoots the bucket, and the rebound comes down to the Mustangs.
Yeah, it's been Traveline struggling for the Mustangs. It's been Rodriguez struggling for St. Joe. Those 2 guys can both fill it up, but both a little bit off so far tonight.
And the first game was a low-scoring 2 game. Like, these rims are tough. Cook, off the glass, no good. Rodriguez. Tyson got a hand on it, and he's called for the foul.
A lot of contact with the body, no doubt. They had to call that. You're right. He may have gotten the ball up top, but as you know, a lot of contact down low. You'll get the whistle as well.
Not a lot of fouls in this third quarter. I did hear that between the games, though. People talking about the newness of this gym. These rims might not be in mid-season form.
Yeah, the sight lines are a little interesting in here, too. I mean, it's a beautiful gym, don't get me wrong, but you know, some of the windows, too, it's a little bit of a different shade of white. You know, I don't want to be making excuses, but I guess what I'm trying to say is it's a look that not a lot of the gyms in the Cal have, with these sort of old-fashioned but new windows behind the basket on one end.
Myers enters. Second free throw is good for Rodriguez.
First point of the game, if I'm not mistaken.
It is. 32-30 with 48 seconds left to play here in the third quarter. A timeout on the floor. We'll take it with them here on BFA Sports.
When it comes to taking care of your physical wellness, maintaining good health of your bones and muscles, you want a team of doctors you can trust and who hold themselves to the highest standards. At Premier Orthopedic Associates, we believe that you should live life at your best. Our team of non-operative and operative orthopedic specialists strive for the highest standards, exceptional outcomes, and happiest patients. Come and experience the Premier difference.
Hey, looking for the perfect place for your event, destination, wedding, or even a round of challenging golf? Our friends at Eastland Golf Course and the Greenview Inn guarantee your experience will have you feeling like an MVP. Owner Rob Bono and his team providing the winning menu of fine dining that will exceed expectations. Tee up your next round of golf, family party, or dinner by calling 856-691-5558. That's Eastland Golf Course and the Greenview Inn.
Out of the timeout. Wildcats 32, Mustangs 30. Mainland with the ball. 48.8 left in the third. Looking to tie or take a lead as we enter the final stanza here. Some pressure. Half court. Where Dilly crosses the timeline. Over to Rogers. Rogers in the corner. Traveline, catch, shoot. Back iron, no good. 1 for 9. Abdur Rahim with the board. Gets it to Prevard. 20 seconds. Ten seconds in the third. Here's the screen. Prevard, 3, straight on. Back iron, no good. Rebound, 2-second shot. Off the mark. And that's how we end the third quarter of play. 32-30, St. Joe leads Mainland. Final quarter coming up next on BFA Sports.
When it comes to taking care of your physical wellness, maintaining good health of your bones and muscles, you want a team of doctors you can trust and who hold themselves to the highest standards. At Premier Orthopedic Associates, we believe that you should live life at your best. Our team of non-operative and operative orthopedic specialists strive for the highest standards, exceptional outcomes, and happiest patients. Come and experience the Premier difference.
All right, back here in Millville, Mike Gill, Mike Frankel on our BFA sports team in the Cape Atlantic League semifinals, Mike, and we got a great one in the first game. I don't know that we can top that, a half-court shot to win it at the buzzer, but we're setting ourselves up for a good finish.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, look, these games, they haven't been, let's call it aesthetically pleasing, I guess. I mean, it hasn't been the best shooting night from any of the four teams that we've seen, but they've been close games. You're right, it's hard to top, just inside half-court buzzer beater, but we'll see what happens down the stretch here. 2-point game heading into the fourth. Can't ask for much more.
32-30, Mustangs trail. They'll get the ball. Ordilly, Rogers, Cook, Tyson, and Traveline. The 5 on the floor for the Mustangs. The winner face the prep of St. Augustine. Saturday afternoon. It's a noon game. Cook in the paint, left hand. Tough shot. He scored the only 5 points for Mainland in that third, and he gets the first 2 of the fourth.
Nice execution. That's a designed play for Cook coming out of the quarter change, and the Stangs able to execute.
We're tied. Brevard, short. Theophile. Jump ball.
You know, Mike, we talked about it on the Open. You know, Mainland, they want to play low-scoring games, right? Obviously, they'd like to make more shots from the outside, but in terms of the score itself, they're fine with this. And, look, I mean, it's going to come down to St. Joe. Can the Wildcats win kind of one of these grinded-out games where they're not getting up and down the floor all night?
It could be, Mike. Who hits the big shot first, Traveline or Rodriguez? Those two guys are a combined. We've got Traveline 1 for 10 and Rodriguez 0 for 10.
And both guys are going to keep shooting because both guys are so good and they brought their teams to this point, so you're not going to stop now.
1 for 20 between two of the better shooters in the league. Brevard between the circles, stared down by Ordilly. Zone look by the Mustangs. Patient offense here by the Wildcats. Dribble drive, shot is short. Rogers with the board. Cook. Elbow jumper. Front rim, no good. Cook gets his own rebound. Kick out, Tyson, 3. Back iron, no good. Bowens with the board. Rodriguez, middle of the paint. Too strong, the putback. Tipped out, Rodriguez. Left hand layup, no. Ordilly. Traveline's layup is strong. Back and forth we go. Steal. Ball's on the floor, and we got a jump ball. And this arrow should face Mainland.
I don't know if it's fair to call it sloppy, right? I mean, both teams are playing hard, but just, you know, the execution sort of in that final moment for a lot of these players out here, it's been lacking tonight. But look, it's been an entertaining game, and that sequence was certainly up and down. No points as a result for either side.
Still tied. 2 minutes gone by here in the fourth quarter. Cook in the corner for Traveline. Ordilly on the wing. Ordilly streaks down the middle, scoop shot good. His first deuce of the night.
Picked one heck of a time to get on the score sheet there. Big make there, big drive and a big finish from Ordilly.
Brevard. He loses the handle.
Referees kind of looking at one another before making that call there, Mike. I don't know if anyone had a clean angle of it, but it's going to stay with St. Joe.
Brevard will trigger. And a steal. Traveline, Ordilly, 3. missed it all, and then knocked out of bounds. You know, one guy we haven't seen in the second half is Damara, who gave them some good minutes.
You're right about that. It is interesting. He did play well during that spurt. He is on the floor now, so he is in the lineup finally, and we'll see if he can get some more big minutes here.
Tyson on the inbound, baseline, bounce pass, Cook, the layup, Cook.
Cook's got that kind of that old school game, right? He's never really in a hurry. You know, he's an inside-outside threat, and again, another one of those kids that probably plays bigger than he is, but you can't speed him up. He's going to take his time, and he's a high-percentage shooter, high-percentage finisher.
14 points, right around his average, is sophomore Cohen Cook. Bounce pass, Cutter. Nice layup there. Cartagena squared the shoulders nicely.
Yeah, not the easiest finish as you're kind of going sideways through the lane, but he made it look easy.
Rogers, stolen. Cartagena. Ball's on the floor. Mustangs, and Rogers called timeout. So Rogers saw the scrum happening, and instead of the helter-skelter, called timeout. 36-34. And we'll keep it here with 4:28 left to play, Mike. So Mainland has to call timeout, but they're going to get the ball back here. And Rogers, the senior, a heady play.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And Cartagena, I mean, he's been great at both ends, especially in the last couple of minutes there. He gets two on the offensive end. He comes away with the near steal on the defensive end. Smart on his part because he had to save that ball as it was going out. He knew he couldn't be the first one to touch it, so he's kind of waiting there for Mainland to get it, and the Mustangs did well to grab possession and call a timeout.
Mainland will come out of the huddle with a 2-point lead and the ball. And it looks like, you know, we talked about the depth. They're playing their five. I mean, Lowe and Stern has played a handful of minutes. Myers and Meade, minimal minutes. Their five have been out here. St. Joe has a couple of reserves in the game. Who will have the legs in the final 4:20? Cook shot too strong as he had a perfect look at the basket in transition. And just missed it. Just Cartagena, I think, lost track of where he was on the court.
He did everything except the finish there. I mean, look, great job on the defensive end to get the rebound and push the pace, and just couldn't get those shoulders square once again like he did a couple of moments ago.
Halfway through this fourth quarter, Mainland leads by 2 with the ball. Cook and Ordilly, who's traveling, still looking for his first bucket. At least his first 3. Rogers, right down the middle of the lane. Rogers with a layup.
You want to talk about patience, Mike. I mean, Mainland kind of burning some clock there, just looking for that good shot, but that's their MO. That's what we talked about a little bit at the Open. I mean, look, they're not going to try and get up and down. They're going to look for that opening, and Rogers not only found it, but he executed.
Coming up on 3 minutes to play in the game. Mainland leads by 4. Winner will play Saturday at noon against the Prep. Brevard, too strong. Ordilly with the board. Here comes when you have a senior like Rogers, who's also your ball handler. This is big. Look at him spinning, moving. Cook thought about it and then said, no, we have a lead. I'll pull it back out.
Heady play, right? You sure some of these kids are sophomores?
Traveline over to Cook. Middle of the lane. Cook. Separation. With that, just enough separation, that shoulder. And then he gets hit on the way up. And Cohen Cook, a heady sophomore, will get to the line.
And that's kind of that old school game feel that I was talking about, you know, a couple of minutes ago. I mean, look, he's a tremendous athlete. He's not going to jump out of the gym, though, so he's going to get a little crafty in there. He throws the head fake, draws the contact. I mean, it's just a smart play all the way around.
16 points for Cook.
And that's tough, right? I know, you know, you're not trying to make up for the lack of a call before, but Look, I mean, Mainland was fouled there, and then, the end result of the sequence is an offensive foul against Mainland. So a tough break there for the Mustangs.
2:16 for the Wildcats. They trail by 6. Brevard uses a screen. Cook
Give to even put you on the line. So just run clock. I mean, obviously the Wildcats know the situation too. They're going to start fouling now to get closer to the bonus. But, they have a few more to give here, more than a few.
3 team fouls for St. Joe, 3 for Mainland as well. Both teams have 3 timeouts left.
If I'm St. Joe, I'm just fouling right now just to get closer to being able to put Mainland on the line.
Rogers knifes through the defense.
From him, but they do so many of the other things.
Dribbling through. And a foul called on Tyson.
He was crushed on that one. I guess they're going to say he didn't have his feet planted because he took the brunt of that force from Bowens charging down the lane. I mean, Dave Lagomba and the staff have done a tremendous job here tonight. It's almost any big game.
The Mustangs are starting to celebrate. Cook was fouled.
Was it on the shot, though? We couldn't even hear the whistle. Things got so loud in here. I think they're going to get him on the floor. Let's see.
Yeah, Cook just shot it up. I was wondering.
It was a shooting foul, Mike. You're right, because they're not, 2 free throws is the call.
Now the question is, was they giving him 2 or 3?
Yeah, I mean, it was our viewpoint was kind of cut off here in this short corner, but
10-point lead.
I mean, look, smart plays win basketball games, right? It's simple as that. And this game's probably already won before that sequence, but that's, sort of indicative of what Mainland has done all night. It's just a smart play. It's a smart
business, and they really did it by pulling away in this fourth quarter, Mike.
They did. They took that punch. I mean, it's cliche, but we keep, calling it that punch that St. Joe threw. They got back in the game. I think they even went back in front by 1 or 2. And then Mainland counter punches. Just an unbelievable effort from start to finish from the Mustangs. Christian Rogers told me the other night after the Egg Harbor Township game, he said, hey, look, we shocked the world. We made history as an 8 seed. We won this game, but we're not done. We feel like we're a team that can get to that final and win that final. That wasn't just lip service. This is a confident group, and you saw it out there on the floor tonight.
All right, we're going to try to get Dan Williams over here. He's the first coach of an 8 seed to make it into the final game. And then, of course, they're going to take on St. Augustine on Saturday. That game went down to the wire. This game here, it looked like it was going to go to the wire, Mike, but as you mentioned, Mainland just kind of pulled away, and then St. Joe, no fouling late, and Mainland patiently let that clock kind of run out. So we'll talk to Dan Williams about that as he
makes strides against breast cancer every day. Together, in this community, we make a difference. RK Chevrolet, RK Kia, and RK Subaru, proudly serving our community since 1982.
When it comes to taking care of your physical wellness, maintaining good health of your bones and muscles, you want a team of doctors you can trust and who hold themselves to the highest standards. At Premier Orthopedic Associates, we believe that you should live life at your best. Our team of non-operative and operative orthopedic specialists strive for the highest standards, exceptional outcomes, and happiest patients. Come and experience the Premier difference.
All right, here with head coach Dan Williams. Mainland, the first 8 seed ever to make the finals. Mainland's first time in the finals. I want to know, you got a bunch of sophomores out there. You look like the more patient team late in the game.
Well, a lot of that goes to the lone senior that's out there, Christian Rogers. He's the guy with the ball in his hands the majority of the game for us.
Shot, I think, 1 for 11.
Yeah, but, he does other things. He's a good defender. He's, for a guard, an undersized guard, he's a very good rebounder. And it's true, we're going to need him if we're going to go anywhere in the playoffs or be able to hang with St. Augustine. But, it's just great. I mean, Cohen does what Cohen does. I really do think that pound for pound, he may be the toughest player in the league right now. He's just a beast.
Dan, you told me the other night after the Egg Harbor Township when I asked you about pressure and how the kids don't feel it, and you said something along the lines of they don't know any other way than to play hard. They don't know how big the moment is. They just know how to go hard for the whole game. St. Joe made that run. I believe they took the lead coming out of halftime. You guys called the timeout, and all of a sudden it's all Mustangs from there. What did you guys talk about in that timeout, and what did you see in terms of poise from your team down the stretch?
Well, we just talked about getting into the right positions, right? We had thrown a couple turnovers there, and it was because when they pressed, we weren't in good spots. We didn't have – Cohen was hanging out down here by you guys instead of in the middle of the floor, really tough. So it wasn't anything new. It wasn't like there was some magical thing that came to us on the sideline. It was just getting those spots that you know you can get in. You can break press. You can actually really beat them and get quality shots if you get to the spots. And then we got to do something on the boards. Please, boys.
Well, Gene Allen's been in this game a lot.
Yeah.
In Atlantic City style, 15-3. Your defense, 3 points in the fourth. Were you aware?
I didn't know it was 3. I thought it was single digit. Our goal is single digits in a quarter if we can do that. 3, I had no idea.
Atlantic City S there,
and
Coach.
Listen. I love to hear the comparison, but I almost don't want to hear that because he's the master when it comes to getting his teams to play defense. We're just fortunate tonight.
45-35, Mainland in the final Saturday against St. Augustine at Apsagami. Congratulations.
Thank you.
First
Appreciate
time ever.
it.
Congratulations.
Scored 42 points against St. Joe, Dan Williams did.
Many
Beat them
moons
tonight.
ago.
Could you do it now?
I couldn't score 4 points right now if nobody was on the court. So,
All right, Coach, congratulations.
thanks, guys. See you Saturday.
All right, Saturday at noon, we'll have the boys' game. Mainland, the 8-seeded Mustangs against
We're on Saturday at Apsagami.
We'll have it for you, and of course, we want to thank everybody who watched the game tonight. Once again, the final score, Mainland 45, St. Joe 35. We'll talk to you Saturday from the finals.